What's up? What is happening? We're back.
We're back. Oh, it's been too long. We are back. We got the weekly review.
We do.
Let's just go straight into it. We got Monday
Let's
night.
just go straight into it. Hold on. Slow your roll. Intro. It's the Bell Tap Wrestling video podcast. I'm Joe. He's Mike. Oklahoma, New York. It's awesome. The best damn uncle-nephew video wrestling podcast in the nation.
Comment section below. Hashtag best uncle nephew duo wrestling podcast.
Yes. Yes. Mike, how was Thanksgiving, sir?
What was that?
How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was awesome. We
Yeah.
had some turkey. We got some pie. We got some potatoes. We got some stuffing. It was good. It was a good Thanksgiving. And to top it off, next day I had Thanksgiving with my mom's side. On Thanksgiving Day, I had Thanksgiving on my dad's side. The day after, I had it on my mom's side. And what's better than a Syrian Thanksgiving?
Very few things.
Very few things. Syrian
Well,
stuff.
of course, Thanksgiving on your mom's side is my parents' house you went to because your mom is my sister. So outstanding. Good times. I'm very familiar with those Syrian meals. Fantastic. Fantastic.
How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was good. We went to a family reunion on my wife's mother's side, and then we went to see more family on her father's side. Did all that in one day. They, able to do that nice and easy. I almost said in quick. It wasn't quick. It was a long day. It was a filling day. It was a delicious day, and it was very nice. Very nice family time. It was good.
One more food. I'm hungry.
Family time's coming up on our end.
Hell yeah.
Is it 2 weeks? We'll be recording the Bell Tap Wrestling video podcast live right the frig next to each other. Because
Let's go. When are you coming?
I am coming to New York. I'm going to be there with my family to celebrate Christmas a little bit early this year. And we will be there. It should be Friday the 14th of December when we record. We usually record on Fridays. If that be the case and that be the day, we'll figure out the availability and the scheduling. It's going to be busy. But my goal is to make sure we get together and get a show out there right there next to each other for the world to see, where we can actually touch each other. So I can slap you upside the head if you say something I don't like. It's going to be fun. There's that. Then we're going to fast forward into January. January 21st, it's just been announced. It is the Monday night before the Royal Rumble. It is the go-home show to the Royal Rumble, coming to you live from Oklahoma City. Yes.
You be there?
Well, tickets aren't on sale yet, but it's my plan to be there, yes.
So
we'll have a good time there, and I'll give you all the information and updates and the fun that we had. I'm going to take the family, and we're going to have a good time. It's going to be good.
I like it.
That's my future and my updates. You got anything, or you want to roll into this now?
What do I got? Just involving WWE or just life in general?
Life, man. How's life?
Life in general. Well, I've pretty much been busy with school and sports. That's basically about it. I'm on my school's wrestling team. That's pretty much been my schedule for the past month-ish.
Yeah. Now, did they let you climb the walls and do swanton dives on people?
What? No.
No.
Coach yelled at me for doing that.
That's a shame.
Coach yelled at me for doing it.
Oh, he did yell at you for doing it. Hey, we will talk about swanton dives in just a little while when we get to the SmackDown recap. But let's get into it. Let's dive right into Monday Night Raw this past Monday, November 26th, live from Milwaukee. What do you think?
Utter garbage.
I have dogs, and they bark when they hear noise. It's all good. My beautiful ladies are home, which is great. Utter garbage. I would call the entire thing as a whole. Show started off with Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and yes, the almighty Lashley.
Leo Rush wasn't that annoying. He honestly wasn't that annoying. I could actually tolerate him like last week.
I really think there was probably a lot of negative backlash about him and how annoying he was. They cut back on, they cut the in-match taunting on the microphone after 2 weeks. And the pre-match taunting on the microphone, really, it's cut back. So it's really not so annoying anymore. It's what he is. He's a hype man. He's supposed to hype up his guy. We're not doing butt flexes anymore. Hopefully, that's still not going to be happening.
I don't want to be scarred. I don't like being scarred. You?
Not at all. No.
Especially with Bobby Lashley's ass.
Yeah. But I will still continue to text you that picture of Leo Rush saying Lashley on random occasions.
I don't know. You haven't for the past 2 weeks.
Is what it is. So it's the Monday after Thanksgiving. They talk about what they're thankful for. They healed on the fans, bragged about what they did last week to Braun Strowman. Should we rewind, talk a little bit about that?
I think it was kind of scripted. I think Braun Strowman already had something wrong with his elbow, and they just did something to kind of write him off. But it was basically an all-out assault. It was Corbin, Lashley, and McIntyre. They got Strowman's elbow in the steel steps, and they just bashed it in. And he went hasta la bye-bye.
Basically, it was bone spurs is what I heard was going on with Braun Strowman. They're hoping that the surgery that he had in Birmingham this week was going to fix that. A successful surgery, perhaps so minor that he can still wrestle at TLC against Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. We'll see. That still remains to be seen, but as of right now, I haven't heard anything different.
You're wrong. He's not wrestling Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at TLC. He is versing Baron Corbin.
You are 100% right. Because Baron Corbin would like to be the new permanent general manager of Monday Night Raw, to the point where he's saying, this is so in the bag, you can start calling me general manager-elect Baron Corbin.
And he also said if he loses, he's fired from the general manager position.
He's out. I see that happening, which we'll get to here in a second. They showed clips of last week's attack on Strowman, and then they cut to Strowman in the hospital bed. He cuts a pre-recorded promo. His elbow all kinds of bruised up, probably makeup. It didn't really look like that. But
it did look ugly.
It did.
Makeup or not.
Well, lights go out. Enter Elias.
I love Elias now. I love Elias. When he turned face, I think that was one of the very few moments this year that WWE actually made me go.
Nobody saw that coming.
I can't lie. There were a few times. But just an Elias face turn. It's exactly what he needed. He wasn't really that big and over with the crowd as a heel. Comes out, hello, I'm Elias. I got one thing to say for everyone here in this scumbag city of whatever, Tulsa. You know what? Never mind.
It's up northeast, man. Screw them. Oklahoma City. That's where it's at.
Oklahoma City. And there's that WWE stands for.
I agree that he wasn't over as a heel, but for once, I think the WWE actually listened to the audience because he was immensely over with the crowds. You heard that guitar strum, place lit up for him. Went nuts. Still as a heel, when he went in the ring with Kevin Owens and he was in Seattle, and he made more Oklahoma City stuff here, but he made mention to something making about as much sense as having a basketball team in Seattle. And that place lit up. I haven't seen heel heat like that in ages, and we're not going to see it again like that in ages. The city of Seattle is still very, 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 very butthurt over losing the Seattle Supersonics NBA team to Oklahoma City. This is like seriously 10 years ago. and they're still very, very displeased about it. So
Mm.
that's why it garnered so much good heat. He was great.
I'm loving Elias, but so back to recap on Baron Corbin. He is basically abusing his power, changing the rules mid-match, changing the rules in general, whenever besides mid-match, post-match, pre-match. We've seen this kind of stuff before with the Authority. Did you like the Authority, yes or no?
No.
See, the Authority, while annoying, they put on decent storylines. Like Team Authority versus Team Cena at Survivor Series. I liked that storyline. Even though that was, heel turn number 39 for Big Show. But, I enjoyed the storyline. And, hopefully this trio of Corbin, Lashley, and McIntyre will live up to that Authority-esque type hype.
Well, they're not going to, because they're not going to have that kind of time. I firmly believe Baron Corbin will lose at TLC, and we're going to no longer have him as the general manager. But the difference that we're talking about here, when you talk about the Authority and you talk about Baron Corbin today, is that the Authority had a much longer run and a lot of time to screw it up. It's good for a short while, but after a while, and the Authority was in charge for at least 1.5 to 2 years. And that just gets tiresome. My opinion. That just gets very, very tiresome. The good news they had is that they had the right personalities to do it. I'm not a big Stephanie McMahon fan. I find her extremely annoying, but she at least had Triple H there to play off of, and Triple H I don't find extremely annoying. I find Triple H extremely intriguing. So when you have Triple H out there running the show, making things bad for the baby faces, okay, after 1.5 years, all right, enough. Baron Corbin today for 2 months, and I'm like, okay, stop. Baron Corbin is not Triple H.
No, but
no.
No, but he's not terrible. Like think about it. Baron Corbin, an NXT superstar, gets called up. What does he do? Wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and now he's the general manager. Like, you're not gonna really see a superstar climb up the ladder like that with Baron Corbin.
He was also a Money in the Bank loser.
Let's not mention that.
Look, Corbin has excelled. He has done well for himself. Could there be worse options for general manager? Of course. Could you see Kurt Hawkins as the general manager? Could you see Zack Ryder? You know what? I'd be very entertained by Zack.
I literally just want to see how bad he would be. Give him
Hawkins.
Give him 2-3 weeks, and then I'll be either he's good, or no, he sucks.
Yeah, not so much. Hawkins, I don't think would be good. I would be very entertained by a Zack Ryder GM for a little while. I would be very entertained by Heath Slater for a little while as the GM, but well, anyway, so you mentioned already that Corbin changes the rules. He did so in this match against Elias that they had there. It was Elias versus Lashley, the almighty Lashley. And things weren't looking good for Lashley, so Corbin gets on the mic. He says, you interrupted me earlier. I just didn't have the time to say this is a no disqualification match. So things got ugly. And basically we saw what happened to Strowman happen to Elias in the beginning of the show. Same old, same old. It's annoying. It's okay. We saw it. I get what you're doing. You're with us or you're against us. You're against us, Elias. Down you go. They did it again later at the end of the show to Finn Balor. So they've taken all three out the same way. Now what? Same thing over and over. And I really hope this coming Monday they have something different for it. I really do. So after the commercial, and there's no finish to the match either. How do you not have a finish to that match? You're talking about 30 minutes out of your time on TV between the show and the match. What?
I just realized that the match was actually somewhat long, and there was no end to it. I literally just realized that. I'm like, you know what? No, Corbin won. Corbin won. Corbin won. Corbin won. Corbin won. No one won.
Nobody won. And Corbin couldn't have won that match because Lashley was in it, not Corbin. But anyway. So we move on later. Alexa Bliss meets Corbin up in the back, tells him what a good job he's doing. She's clearly Team Corbin. And she offers to help however she can. So he's got all busy with his GM duties. As acting GM, he now calls himself the general manager elect, and he's going to become the permanent GM in his mind. He needs some help, yeah. So Alexa Bliss, why don't you just oversee the entire Raw Women's division? Okay, we have another heel authority figure.
You know what? It's Alexa Bliss. I'm good with that. If it was someone like Alicia Fox, yeah, no.
Not so much.
Do you want her? Do you want it to be even more irrelevant?
Now here's the thing. Alexa Bliss, while a heel authority figure, and I believe this is a setup to make her the permanent general manager, by the way. It depends. My Echo Dot Alexa just told me I don't know that because we're saying Alexa Bliss. Anyway, she, it depends on her concussion situation. She's at the Performance Center right now as we speak. If you look at her Instagram, she's at the PC. She's trying to come back. So if she's able to come back, yippity-doo-dah, hooray, she's back in the ring. If not, they keep her on TV. She is a compelling character. She's a good talker and obviously good to look at. So what's going to happen? I'm intrigued to see where that goes. If she doesn't pull it the way Corbin is, changing the rules, doing this and that. I wasn't a big fan of how she picked nothing but heels and Natty for the Survivor Series team. And somehow Sasha ended up on the team anyway. That just the whole thing was all confusing. But we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. But I think that if things don't go well for her in terms of her concussion and getting back in the ring, we're going to see Alexa Bliss as the new permanent general manager on Raw.
Like full time, like full everything general manager? Like
I
no Baron
so.
and Alexa Bliss?
Right. Baron, I think, will lose at TLC if Bliss can't come back to the ring. Baron will lose at TLC one way or the other. But if she can't come back into the ring, they'll name her as the new GM.
I don't want that. I want to see Alexa Bliss in the ring.
I do too. But they want it one way or the other, keep her on TV. And like I said before, she can talk. Most of the women on that roster, on Raw's roster, cannot talk. You got a couple of good talkers on SmackDown, but Raw, you really don't. Who do you have that's a pretty good talker outside of Alexa Bliss?
Nia Jax.
Mike. We'll get there. We will get there.
We will get there.
But that's my point. There isn't anybody. The next closest thing is Stephanie. And no thank you. No thank you.
Yeah, really. Alexa Bliss being the full permanent general manager of Raw, I think that would be cool for a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, but no, I want Alexa Bliss in the ring. I want her as a wrestler.
You know what? I want Paige in the ring, but it is what it is.
The only reason that I'm content with not seeing Paige in the ring is because she physically cannot be in the ring.
That would be the reason why Alexa wouldn't be in the ring. If she can get back in the ring, she's going to get back in the ring. But if she can, then do something with her.
Yeah, but if she gets cleared in say 2 months or whatever, if she's the Raw general manager for 2 months, I'll be okay with that. But after the 2 months, I want her in the ring.
My guess is as soon as she gets cleared, if she ever gets cleared, and I believe she will at some point.
Yeah.
General manager on SmackDown got cleared, wrote him off as general manager. Okay, I'm back in the ring.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Let's just wait and see how that plays out.
let's see how it plays out. Move on. We see a Rollins Ambrose package, a video package played, followed by another pre-recorded segment in a doctor's office. There's Dean Ambrose. He's not in the arena. Basic heel promo going after the crowd for a cheap boo. He gets a shot, and Renee Young still has no idea of what he's doing, even though she's married to him.
Yeah, and he was getting shots. Like, for what? He's like, oh yeah, this Milwaukee crowd is a bunch of knuckleheads, and you guys full of diseases.
Mm-hmm. I think Dean Ambrose should not talk.
I think Dean Ambrose,
when he wasn't answering Seth Rollins, and he wanted to know why. They wanted to know why, and he wasn't talking. And it lasted 2 weeks, but I liked it, and I liked it a lot. Now he's talking, and I'm getting bored.
I think Dean Ambrose should stay away from big ass needles. That was a huge needle.
It was a big needle.
So big.
I don't know.
Like, it hurt a little bit.
Lucha Worldwide versus the Revival again, 2 weeks in a row. We have Lucha House Rules. Corey Graves complains about it, and I do not disagree. It was confusing. It was fun to watch. It was entertaining. I found Corey Graves very entertaining in his commentary on this match. What your thoughts on that?
Corey Graves on commentary?
And the match as a whole.
The match was entertaining. It wasn't terrible, but like, what's with this like Lucha House Party rule or some shit like that? Like,
do they not have to tag in and out? Corey Graves asked that. He said he didn't even make the tag. Well, he doesn't have to. It's Lucha House Party rules. Well, then why does the Revival have to tag? If that's what the rules are, I don't know. But the Revival's tagging in and out. Revival, oh God, they need reviving. This couple is just you can't possibly take this team seriously. They don't win ever. They come out and talk about how amazing they are, and they are. But we have been bred to accept them as losers. It's that simple. That's what they are.
Disappointing because they were such like amazing NXT tag teams, and they're just getting shitted on the main roster. It sucks.
It's a sad, basic, almost every time story out of NXT talent coming up to the main roster. Triple H himself said that Vince doesn't watch NXT. He has no idea what kind of talent he has coming up when he brings him up. And that is absolutely mind-boggling to me. How do you call up people who you have absolutely no idea what they do, what their character is?
I actually do find that a little mind-boggling. Vince doesn't watch NXT?
That's what Triple H said, at least not on the regular.
Wow, that's sad.
Very sad.
I mean, now I kind of get why they just totally just disregard NXT talent. Ooh, sorry, my bad. It just sucks what they're doing with the Revival. Just everything.
And I hope that doesn't happen to Lars Sullivan because we see a promo. He's coming. He's on his way up. We don't know what brand he's going to, but
Lars Sullivan, what a beast! Lars Sullivan, what a beast! Oh, I really hope they don't do the normal NXT main roster call up treatment type shit with Lars Sullivan.
I think that's more likely to happen if he goes to Raw. He belongs on SmackDown, in my opinion. He's just going to get lost in the shuffle on Raw like everybody else.
Completely agreed. I just hope that Lars Sullivan gets pushed for like a title shot. I don't care what title, US, WWE. I don't care. I want to see a title on Lars Sullivan. He had so much potential in NXT. He never got anything, and this main roster call up could be something good for him.
It could be, and I could see Lars Sullivan going right after Daniel Bryan. But they're both heels, so never mind.
I was about
Scratch that.
It
would have worked 2 weeks ago before Daniel Bryan was a heel, okay? Speaking of heels, let's talk about Nia Jax.
Oh, I know you wanted
This promo on Monday night, Nia Jax comes out with Tamina, who is just Worse than Nia, but at least she doesn't try to talk. This was the most awful thing I have seen or heard, probably in the history of professional wrestling in my life. I am disgusted with her push. I hope it's just a necessity due to her having won that Battle Royal at Evolution, because that was before the Becky Lynch incident. Have this match because you have to and be done with it. Be done with it. Becky Lynch was pulled from Survivor Series due to the broken face and concussion caused by Nia Jax. This is not news. Everybody knows it now, but I didn't have an opportunity to talk about it because we had some scheduling conflicts and Thanksgiving that put us on hold for a couple of weeks. So, again, this isn't news. Nia Jax has hurt people before. She's untalented. She's dull. She's reckless. She is where she is for two reasons, or at least was where she was, if nothing else. Two reasons. One, what everybody knows, The Rock is her cousin. That's one. She tells a story that she told The Rock when she went to PC for her tryouts and everything, that she didn't want anybody to know who she was related to. Because she wanted to make it on her own, didn't want to make it because she was The Rock's cousin. Everybody knew she was The Rock's cousin when she got there. So I call bullshit.
Anyone doing anything
Rock's cousin. How long was she in NXT before she got called up?
Like a year.
Could have been a year.
At least
on TV, on NXT television. Maybe for a year. You got guys like the Undisputed Era still sitting down in NXT, which is where they belong, because when they come up to Raw or SmackDown, they're going to get shit on like every other NXT amazing talent. But you have her called up with zero talent, zero ability, reckless, timing's bad, botches like you wouldn't believe. Even the most casual fan that can ever watch can see her matches and say, ooh, she messed up. She missed. I was watching Raw a couple weeks ago. She goes to headbutt somebody. I forget who. And I looked at my wife and I said, oh, she missed. My wife laughed because I rewound it because she wasn't looking at the time. I rewound it. I said, watch this. She just completely misses. Completely misses the headbutt. So that's reason one. She's The Rock's cousin. Reason number two is that they took advantage of her. I want to be careful what I say because I don't want to be perceived as somebody who thinks a way that I don't think. When she won the title at WrestleMania, Alexa Bliss, the storyline was that even they said it, the fat, ugly, out of shape woman can do anything she wants and can't be bullied, can't allow themselves to be bullied by the pretty Barbie doll blonde. And excuse me. You saw the writings on the wall when that storyline was happening, and you knew Nia was going to take the title. Now, do not get me wrong. Anybody of any size, weight, color, looks, national origin, doesn't matter. You are capable of anything you want to do if you work hard enough for it and you earn it. I personally do not believe Nia Jax has earned it. I don't believe she has not worked hard. I believe she's worked hard. She's just not getting it. She's hurting people. She hurt Alexa Bliss on Monday Night After Raw. She hurt big time. My Alexa she's about to play a song.
Nice.
Which I want to hear what it is. Anyway. Alexa, stop. Stupid bitch. No. So she injured her. She's injured Lynch. Her timing in the ring is terrible. Like I said, even the most casual fan, they know when she botches. It's time for her to go. She's going to go to TLC. She's going to lose to Ronda Rousey, and then she just needs to take a back seat. Maybe be a nothing tag team with Tamina when they finally bring in these women's tag team championships, have a tournament or something, put her in the tournament. They lose in the first or second round, push them to the side because Nia Jax is garbage. Tamina, they put her with somebody because Tamina has talent, but she just can't get over with the crowd. She's dull. She's dull, but very, very talented.
Yeah.
One good thing that comes of this whole thing is that because Lynch Rousey didn't happen at Survivor Series, they'll probably save it for WrestleMania. Could I see that match being the main event, the last match on at WrestleMania? Women? You bet your
Yes.
ass I can. You bet your ass I can. And you know why? Because they earned it. They deserve it. They worked hard for it. They were capable of doing what they wanted to do. I don't care what age, race, sex, any of that. It makes no difference to me. You earn it, you should be there. And those women have earned it.
Fucking praise. But yeah, women main eventing WrestleMania. I like it. I like it a lot. But so just Nia Jax. They have to do something with her. Something besides what they're doing right now. As long as it's not what they're doing right now, it'll be good. Because Nia Jax is that terrible. I just lost you, Uncle Joe. Mm. All right, I lost him. Um. So what else? So now you have General Hall, No Way Jose, typical, fill-in match that literally lasted maybe a few minutes, nothing but, sleeper holds and chin locks and headlocks. It was just bland. Uh, Jinder Mahal on SmackDown was a former WWE champion. At the night that he got drafted to Raw, he lost the United States Championship. And now they're literally doing nothing with him. And it's, oh my God. Yeah, and he's still frozen. Hey, can you see? I'm like talking to this. I'm talking to the screen next to me. Really? You froze up on me? Really? And you're still frozen? Okay, I honestly don't know what happened. Uh, what the fuck happened? Can like you see me?